Hello everyone, Ducky from Kobra Gaming here, and today we're doing something a little bit different. Last night, after 2 days of waiting, I finally received my God of War Jotnar edition. This thing cost me $350, and it's got a lot of cool things in it. Now, I did open it last night because God of War is my fiance's game, not mine. But there's a lot of cool things in here that I'm going to be displaying in my room. And everyone was telling me I should do an unboxing for it. So here we go. So as you can see here, we got the entire box. This box looks awesome. So I think what we'll do is we'll start with the top. We'll work our way down. There's a lot of hidden compartments in here that you can just find more stuff in. So we'll start from the top. Take the top off there. Love the smell of new things, like new video games, especially inside the cases. Oh man, love it. Love it so much. You don't get to smell much anymore because everything's digital. I buy almost all my games digital. So the first thing we have here is a little baggie with 2 blue symbols. One is Loki, and one, I believe, is basically a modified symbol for. In fact, it is. You can kind of see it here. For Omega, the Omega symbol from Greece, which is obviously the God of War symbol. So we open this guy up. Out comes a bunch of playing dice, and these are Brock's playing dice, I believe. You got all sorts of things. You got a 12-sided die. I'm gonna bring these all closer. 12-sided die. There's all sorts of things. All sorts of things. Weird last night unpacking everything, looking at everything, and then just packing it all up again to do it all over. Make sure I don't lose any. Alright, next up, I'll grab these guys. These are little wooden, not real wooden, but they look like they're wooden, Vanir statues. And the Vanir are gods in their own way. They are not. I gotta think of how to word this. They are not as higher up in the ranks as the Aesir are, like Odin, Thor, Frigg, Tyr. Freya is a Vanir, and some people believe that Vanir and the Aesir were 2 different sets of gods, and then somehow they kind of mended each other, kind of got in with each other over time, and stories being told, they just kind of blended together and became one. Something interesting to note here that I noticed when we first pulled them out of the box is underneath them, in the bottoms. So you probably can't see too well. The lighting isn't too good right here. There's it just kind of looks like a tree on the bottom. It's got all the rings from a tree. And then on the female here, you actually have the Omega symbol with a bunch of Elder Futhark writing on it. Don't know what it says. Probably could try and translate it. Yeah, I'm actually gonna put these on my desk right away. So now, we got Steelbook. It's got two wolves, I believe Kratos and Atreus, if I had to just take a guess. It's a shame I won't be able to play this game or watch my fiance play this game for a while until I can get a PS5. But it's a very nice steelbook. It reminds me a lot of the first game Steelbook. On the back is a lot of writing. Once again, Elder Futhark. I do know how to read younger Futhark, somewhat, but Elder Futhark is a bit different. And not to mention, when I was looking at some of the stuff earlier and I was trying to read it, even using the Elder Futhark alphabet, not everything was spelled correctly, and some of the words would just kind of come out as gibberish. But to be fair, Vikings would spell things different ways. I'll show you that a little later. If we open it up inside, no disc. Made a case with no discs. Very odd. I wasn't expecting it. They do have codes for the games here. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of wanted a disc, but I guess I can get a cheaper PlayStation now. Bad idea. Yeah, very nice steel case. Alright, so that's it for the first tier. Now we can move down a tier. Alright. We'll start with these first. A nice little pin set. These pins are actually fairly heavy. But we have... What do we got here? Bear, a wolf, and a falcon, I believe. They're pretty nice. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I don't know what I do with pins, but they look good. Look good on camera, too. I like these. And as you can see, kind of behind me here, Kratos from God of War 1 is just kind of sitting there. Thinking about where he's going to go in life. Aren't you, buddy? Such a detailed statue. I really love that statue. This one next. Another baggie. This time with the lambda symbol, the Greek symbol. You'd always see this symbol on Spartan shields. Inside, the ring. I can't see it too well from here. I'll bring it up close so you can see it better. I really like this ring. It has a textured feel to it, and the inside is really cool. Right there, you can see the lambda symbol again on the inside of the ring. And it just has two red circles around it with the lambda on one end. Very nice. This is really cool. Well, I say that and everything in here is very cool. Which I'm holding. So, this is a map of Yggdrasil, like almost like a parchment cloth. It feels very nice. I might actually get this framed and hang it up. You can see all the 9 realms, and they're all detailed in different ways. I really like this thing. Try and bring it closer. It's fairly big. Once again, one thing I didn't notice before. Man, this thing's cool. Is I breezed by this when we first opened this. But on the top right, there's all this writing up here. And we really want to translate it off just so I can see what it says. I have to do that with this whole box some days. Just sit down and try and translate everything through Elder Futhark. Pain in the ass, but. Alright, so that's it for these top compartments. That's just so much already in the box set. Like I said, this thing cost $350. I feel like if I would have gone to some sort of convention, this would have been like, $40. The ring would have been 20, the dice would have been 15. Those pins were probably $15 a piece. I mean, a steelbook case with a game is, $100 on its own. And that's just for this so far. Not to mention those 2 wooden statues you could probably get at a convention. They'd probably sell you them for like, $20 a piece. But okay, now we're gonna get into some more cool stuff here. I really like this part. So this here, the 2 doors. Obviously, you can kind of see little handles in the bottom there. They're magnetic. They put little magnets in here to hold it together. It's just such a cool little detail. So, stand over here awkwardly. Open these up. Now these tell a story. Now, I can't really bring that camera any closer, I'm sorry. But there's writing all along here in Elder Futhark. And I probably spent 30 to 40 minutes just trying to decipher it and figure out what everything said. There's just so many words in here that don't even make sense. I don't remember any of them. There are a couple, you might be able to see them on camera here. Like this white border here is all Jormungandr. It says his name right here, but it says Jorgi. Jorgi. I don't know why. And then right here that was an easy one, Thor. See, I'm holding a hammer too, but Jormungandr's looking right at Thor, which obviously they fight each other in Ragnarok, so it makes sense. Yeah, it says they had a letter for the sound, the TH sound. It's OR. Right here is Odin. You can kind of see here. It's kind of bigger because he's on an 8-legged horse named Sleipnir. But behind here is a bit more comfortable. I have to bend over. There's it's hard to even decipher. I'm curious. The thing I was most curious about. You can see Yggdrasil, 9 realms over here. The thing I am most curious about is who this lady is here. Now she appears over here first. It looks like she's reading a book. She has like a little scepter thing here too. You're reading a book and you can see the 9 realms. And she's here in the middle, and it looks like she's in the middle of Ragnarok. Because you got the, I forget which finger I am here. You have the Aesir on this side, and the Vanir. At the bottom is a Freya. Then this side, I'm pretty sure these are all frost giants. They look like the normal depiction of frost giants. Then you have Skull and Hades eating the sun and the moon, which begins Ragnarok, because when they catch the sun and the moon, they're constantly chasing the sun and the moon. And then on this side, we have another circle with basically the same depiction as what's going on here, just a bit smaller. And on the bottom, that the lady that I'm curious about is laying on the ground, dead. I'm presuming dead. And next to her is Odin holding the book showing this other picture of Ragnarok. So I don't know. I don't know what it means. I don't know who she is. One thing to note though, over here it spells Odin, I believe, let me double check. Yeah, it spells Odin, O-D. Yeah, on this side it spells Odin Odin, which is the typical way you'd spell Odin. And on this side, you see Odin down here, it's his name spelled as Othin. Othin. Now there's a bunch of different ways that they spelled the gods and stuff throughout those years, and their spelling was never that great, and a lot of times things get spelled wrong over time because people think it's spelled differently, people think it's said differently. So, that's all okay, but it's just interesting that they use two different ways of saying Odin on this box. I wasn't expecting that. The next thing might be my favorite thing. Wonder if I can skip that quick or not. Probably not. There's the thing. Okay, here we go. Said this is all magnets, right? It comes right off. Very nice. Oh baby. Oh baby. First thing I'm gonna look at though here. So with the special edition, you got a nice little. My microphone keeps slooping. I need to get a new arm. Keeps slumping and slooping and slopping. So this is a 7-inch vinyl with music by Bear McCreary, who did the music for the game. He does music for all sorts of games and TV shows. He's a very famous composer. And yeah, it's kind of cool. I've been wanting a record player for a while. I have just kicked all this shit on the floor. I have like hundreds of records at my parents' house of all sorts of things. I mean, mostly rock and roll records, and I've always wanted a record player so I can listen to them. So I might have to get one of these days. Yeah, this thing looks very nice. So now, let us talk about this hammer. This hammer is fairly heavy. Okay, let me move this box out of the way here. This hammer is fairly heavy. Very well made. I mean, it's there's a lot of intricate detail in this, just within the not just within the cracking, but also the runes and stuff they have written on here. The designs. I mean, even the design when it comes down to the pommel of the axe is just insane to me. Pretty sure on the pommel of the axe, these are two goats, which, if anyone's seen the newest Thor movie, Thor: Love and Thunder, you get to see his two goats, Tooth and Asher and Tooth Grinder. And actually, I decided to wear my Thor shirt this morning to kind of, fit the theme. Yeah, this thing looks phenomenal. I'm so excited to display it here in my room, being a big Norse mythology and Viking fan, all that sort of stuff. Oh man, wow. I'm so happy I got this. I'm so happy I paid $350 for this thing. This alone to me is worth $350. An accurate depiction of Thor's hammer, because I have Thor's hammer back here. So this is obviously Marvel's Thor hammer. They're right around the same size, basically the same size. This one, I mean, just feels like cheap plastic. Yeah, like this is 3-4 times the weight, even more. Yeah, and I like this design of hammer. I actually have just looked at my untattooed arm like an asshole. Back here on my Thor tattoo that I have here, he has a hammer kind of similar to this one. But I've already decided on my hand here, I am going to get this kind of depiction of Thor's hammer tattooed on my hand. It's been decided for a while now. Just gotta get the rest of the arm done first. But yeah, this thing, and I love the way that the original depictions of Mjolnir looks. It looks phenomenal. I'm so glad that someone has finally made an actual version of it in a giant form. Let's put this back. Well, I want to thank everyone for watching this and for kind of going on this ride with me of opening up a giant box set, which I've done a few times with a few games, but this might have the most amount of stuff I've ever seen in a box. This has more than the last game had in their box. If you want to catch me on Twitch, I'm streaming all the time. Twitch.tv/DuckyTheViking. I'll put the link in the description. Other than that, we do have a podcast, Cobra Crew Gaming. We're on Spotify and on YouTube. We just released our 5th episode. Pretty proud of it. And I'll be playing with this all day. You guys all have a good day. Skull.